Welcome back to Just Carve Rob. And what are we carving today, Rob? Well, we're finishing up this little gnome that we started. We put his hands behind his back. We put a little flower in his hand. And now we're going to go ahead and take off with this one by one. 1 by 4. We're coming down 1 inch to put a hat on him. And this is basswood. See me taking the pencil and just tracing a line. It don't got to be perfect. It don't got to be accurate. It just reference. Now we're putting a little, going up 1/4 inch from there, or down 3/4 inch from the top to set the brim of the hat. And I'm just going around here with this Canadian knife, utility knife, and drawing the center line in. I'm just going around putting little marks on there with my knife. Now we're splitting the wood. We're doing the center lines so we know where we're at. Then we're going to split them again, and that will basically give us the width of the face, so we know where our shoulders are going to be and all that good stuff. I'm just going to take this knife, go around here and knock off all of these sharp corners. I stropped on my knives before we got started. I'm going around. We got to make this round, so you might as well go around and cut the corners off. That's what we're going to do. Yeah. And now we're doing up there where the brim of the hat will be, or the ruff. In case you guys don't know what we're making a killer clown from outer space. Killer clown from outer space. Yep. It's a freestyle. Okay, I'm going to start putting little bases on all my guys so they stand better. So we went around, came up about 1/4 inch, and then we came up about 3/8 inch. The 1/4 inch will be the base. The 3/8 inch will be for the clown shoes. And I think I'm going to put a flop on his hat. Yep, there I go. I'm putting the flop on his hat. We're going to put the flop on his hat so that we can put a ball on there, because clowns got balls on their hats, like Santa Claus's hat, but it's not a Santa Claus hat. It's a clown hat. And we're just going to rip around there. And this is a long video, so I might cut big chunks of it out. If you got any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. All right, Spike? All right. Evil Rick. Still hello to Evil Rick and Jordy Johnson at Carving Fusion. Lupo's Carving and Crafts. Taryn Lupo's Carving and Crafts. You got to go over and check out his channel. He just did this possum screaming, "I love you." And it cracked me up. That guy is hilarious. Lupo's Crafts and Carving, or Carving and Crafts. It's one of them two. I'll see if I can look them up, put them in the description below. Nothing really fancy about this tool here. It's just except that it's from Canada. That's pretty fancy. It's a Canadian Stanley knife. It's a little shorter, but it's a different model, so it could be a carpeting knife. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. All I know is it's cool. Works good. Cuts the wood. Makes chips. Yep. Got Sean over at Pen on Fire. It's getting a little dull. Got to run it on strop a couple times. Sean Brooks at Pen on Fire. Sean ain't been doing much. He hurt his back, so he's been taking it easy. Take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own Dremel drive you crazy. Yeah. Can't let that Dremel drive you crazy. And the pain medication is definitely working tonight. All right. And this is why it's such a long video. Yep. All the little digging around the things and stuff. And I got to send my Oz Plus handpiece in to get rebuilt. talking to the man with a plan about getting that done over at RAM RAM Tools. I did not know that they rebuilt the OZ Plus because they have such a nice large selection of their own micro carvers and carving stuff. So yeah, I found out through brother Jordy at Carving Fusion. My brother from a different mother up in Canada. Yep. You know, if I lived up there in Canada, me and Jordy, there would be no carving going on. We'd be out looking for gold. Gotta suck up them chips, get them out of the way. You know, the Fraser River is one of the largest gold-producing rivers on the planet. And Jordy lives like away from it. Yeah, you could hit it from his back porch. I'm trying to talk him into do some gold panning for me. You know, he goes and does it and then sends me the gold. That'd be nice. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. Okay, so we have got the one of those new detail carving burrs. I think that's what we got in there from Kutzall. Remember to use the code CFusion and save yourself 5%. CFusion, save yourself 5%. But you got to do it from Jordy's page. They went and changed the rules on us. So you gotta go to Carving Fusion and then follow his link to Kutzall to save yourself 5% on your next Kutzall purchase. Yes. And we're just doing a little shaping on the hat here. Man, that wood is white and fuzzy. This is some of that Amazon wood, 1x1. Jordy sent us a pack of it to try out. Such a generous fellow, that Jordy Johnson. Big heart. Okay, get that brass brush, clean some of that fuzz and sawdust out of there. Now we've got our OCC knife. Doing a little cleanup. I like taking a knife and cleaning all the fuzz off of it. So basically I'm giving them a shave. Yep. Just to see what we got going on under all that fuzz. Sometimes you get lost in the fuzz. Sometimes my memory gets fuzzy. Yep, that happens. And I'm tracing around the little ball nugget there again to get her cleaned up. Go over to the left hand, do a little scoopy, then we'll go over to the right hand, do a little scoopy to make the flop on the hat stick out more along with the ball. Yep. All right, so let's go around here and get these corners cut off so it stops digging into my hands. Cut up underneath that hat a little bit. Get that all shaped. And now we're going to mark in how big his head's going to be. It's about 3/4 of an inch down from the brim of the hat. Now we got the Dremel out with the Kutzall flame burr. Got tired of playing around with the knife. Got to get her done. Get her done! Right, Jordy Johnson at Carving Fusion? Get her done! Okay, so we're going to dig in. This guy is going to have a very, very skinny neck, being a killer clown from outer space. So we're going to bring it down to where we're right at that safety margin, whether it's going to snap his head off or not snap his head off. You're going to round his head in a little bit. Get them sides down. Make sure you go over and check out Amy Jo. Amy Jo's got a YouTube channel. Check her out. Amy Jo. She's got a pretty cool theme song too. So check that out. And Dr. Lupo. Lupo's Crafts and Carving. Or Carvings and Crafts. Make sure you go over and check him out. I should really look up these names before I start shouting them out, right? That's what I should do. I should. Look, it looks like a lizard in a Santa Claus hat. It almost looks like that guy from Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington. Yeah, could be. Lots of different things you can do at this point, friends. Lots of different things. Just trying to even out where I'm going to put the eyes. Make sure they're on about the same angle. You can see that lighter or darker strip going up the middle. That'd be the nose. Take the wire brush to it, clean it up, scrub it up, dub, 3 men in a tub. All right. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh no. Oh no. Somehow our camera moved. I bet you I hit it with my hat. Oh, I didn't notice it either. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about that. Ah, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I see what happened. Had to zoom out a little bit. So you can see we kind of got where we want his eyes to be. And we're just going to go around and clean this up. Get rid of that fuzz with the knife. That's a 2.5-inch OCC carving knife right there that we're using. If you're interested. OCC carving knife. Yep. And now we got our Canadian utility knife with an Irwin blade. Still shaving the fuzz off this guy. Hope you're enjoying the voiceover. I'm not enjoying the voiceover, but I hope you're enjoying the voiceover. And we're getting that neck narrowed down. Because for some reason, all aliens have long, skinny necks. Long, skinny necks. Even if they're killer clowns from outer space, they're still clown aliens. Yeah. What are you clowning around for? Taking that chest back. Shaving the shoulders in there. Actually, you could probably get away with making a Grinch out of the same character, no? Yeah? No? I think so. I think you can do it. Okay, so now we're going to mark in where the feet are going to be. Just going to take that knife and walk around, put some little triangles in. Then we'll go back and we'll play connect the dots. Take chunks of wood out of there. Get it all done. And get the our little stand carved in. Or our stand isn't going to be carved in. It's just going to be there. I'll go around and clean it up later. Get it all set up. Okay? All right? All right. All right, Spike? All right. And make sure you go over and check out Sticks and Stones, Kevin over at Sticks and Stones. The legendary Kevin at Sticks and Stones. He hasn't been making any new carving videos, but I still go back and watch his old carving videos. That's one nice thing about YouTube. You can always go back and restudy what you want to study so you can figure out how to do it. Still taking that fuzz off of there. Man, these little 1-inch blocks are hard to work with. I don't know how you do it, Doug Linker. I don't know how you do it. They're hard to hang on to. Okay, now we're going to give him his floopy little collar that goes around his neck. You know, clowns got that big floopy thing. Mine's not going to be like lace and roundy and all that stuff. It's just going to be a round like a dog collar. And we're using that utility knife to cut that in. Hey, look, we're back over where we belong, in the center of the cutting board. Okay, so you can do it with a knife, or you can do it with a V-tool. That's what we got here, a small V-tool by Ramelson. Ramelson V-tool. It's a 60-degree angle, so it's not a flatter 45. It's more of a high-heeled 60. Now we got to take that microcarver there with the burr. That would be the detail burr out of the new Cuts All kit. Limited time, limited edition. I don't know if they still got them, if they're still making them, or if they stopped for the year. So we're going to take that neck down some more using that gold Cuts All detail burr. Little guy. I wouldn't be able to do this with the normal Cuts All burrs. They're too big. But these little ones, boy, I tell you what, for doing little one by one things, works good. And I'm at, if I could get into the bigger stuff, like I've got some cottonwood bark that I got from a subscriber actually. Sent me a box. It was very nice of them. And I appreciate it. You know who you are. Yeah, he sent me got me a box of cottonwood bark from Alaska. Actually, I think it came from Alaska. So we're gonna get into carving something on that, and we're gonna use these burrs to do the detail work on it. So now I'm digging out around the bottom of the clown uniform, in lack of a better word, to let the feet stick out. Gonna make his feet stick out. Clown uniform. Costume. Clown costume, that's what it is. Because he's an alien from outer space. He's a killer clown. You guys ever remember that movie? I think it was back in the mid-'80s. Killer clowns from outer space. There were these clowns that came, it was a circus. The big top was a spaceship. And they landed in small town Jerkwater, USA. And so everybody thought, oh, the circus is in town. The circus is in town. The circus is in town. Well, it wasn't the circus in town. It was the killer clowns from outer space. And they commenced doing what killer clowns do. They waited for everybody to get in the big top. And then they started killing them. I don't know if they ate the people or if they just killed them. There was some reason why they were killing people. I can't remember if it was for power for their ship or... I don't remember the whole story plot. It was like a B-grade movie. Kind of like Tremors or something like that. Or Rocky Horror Picture Show. Anyway. Anywho. So, I don't know why it popped into my head. I had this little 1x1 block of wood. 1x1 by 4 inches. I'm like, let's see what comes out of it. Let's just freestyle. And this is what happens when you let your mind wander. Yeah. I really shouldn't let my mind wander. It's too little to be out by itself. Yep. So we're doing some cleanup and, just doing the cleaning up thing. Getting his arms cut in, get his little hands cut in. We're going to have him like his hands are clasped in front of him. And he'll be real menacing looking. Actually, he probably won't be menacing looking. He'll be more like, come here. I'm a killer clown from outer space. I love your smile. It drives me wild. I want to eat your face. Eat your face. So then we can cut the back of the arms in. I usually like cutting the back of the arms in first because then that's going to tell me the height of my arm and where I need to put my cuts for the upper part of the arm. So that's a little trick I like to use. I didn't use it here, but I like to use that. Also, the back of the arms can, depending on how high your hands are, can place your waist. If you're going to give them a butt, if you're going to give them a butt, the height of the back of the arms, you can put it right at the waist. So then when you cut your arms, the bottom of the arms in, it leaves a nice little triangle back there to put your behind in. And we're just digging around here with this knife. Trying to get it back, push back. Make that little collar thing around his neck pop out a little bit more. Get that chest work back. The more you work the chest back, the further the arms pop out. Yep. Another trick for you right there. If you want a big fat guy, you might end up having to glue some arms on. Depends on how big of a belly you want them to have. I just went with what wood I had. I got a 4-inch piece of 1x1, so I'm just hacking and chopping to see what comes out of the wood. And this little weird guy came out of the wood. And on them down cuts at the bottom, you got to be real careful. Don't use a lot of pressure on it, because if you ever split wood before, you know you want to go with the grain, right? And when you're cutting down at that little bottom thin piece, that you're with the grain. So you got to be careful, because it will chip right off from there. And if your fingers are in the way, it might chip one of them too. So be careful with that. Take it easy, not a lot of pressure. Use a sliding cut instead of a push cut. See how that blade rocks forward when I cut? I'm using it's not much, but it's a push cut. It's enough to cut the straws in the wood before we get to the where we. Come on, Rob, spit it out. You want to cut the straws of the wood to get where you want to be, so you're not putting all that downward pressure. So now we're cutting the mouth in this guy. I was thinking about giving him teeth, but then I'm like, I don't want to give him teeth. So we're just going to give him some lips. And then we're going to give him like a monster overbite here. That was a little Dremel ball burr. It's very small. Now we got the diamond flame burr in there. Always like using diamond flame burr for putting the mouth in. Just because it doesn't take off a lot of material. And when I go to cut that lower lip in, I really want it to just kind of sand it away nice, so I can take it right up into the corner of the mouth and shallow it out. Take it right to 0. Now this is where I should have left the mouth, right here. Put some snot holes in there so you can breathe. And we're going to sand that nose, make it nice and round. Get under them eyes a little bit better. Get rid of some of the marks from that burr, that cut burr, golf tee burr thing. And you can see I'm putting the rounds. Well, I guess they're not really rounds. They're kind of like smile lines, I guess, for lack of a different word. But yeah, that's like the sides of his mouth. Gonna make his mouth, the front of his really pop out there. Give him a little brush job. Check our snot holes, make sure they're good. Round that bottom lip. Now, see, this is where I'm like, okay, if I carve this flat in, I can make these real dagger pointed teeth. And then right here, I did a boo-boo. So it ended up being a great big lip. Started looking like a great big lip. So I'm like, well, just go with it, Just Carve Rob. Just, yep, just poke that right under there and make it a lip. And that's what I did. Still could have put the big teeth in it, but I don't know. A lot of fuzz in the way. Brushed them off. Now we're rounding over that lip thing. Go up in there, cut it right. If you see, I took that diamond burr and jammed it in the corners of the mouth to give it that, like that dental mound. But it's a killer clown from outer space, so does it really need a dental mound? We don't know. And now I'm just going to shape that chin down. And of course, we're out of camera. There you go, Rob. I'm glad you learned how to edit. Glad you're learning how to edit, Rob. So I just had to move my stuff around. Doing an undercut up under that hat with that diamond flame burr. Thin out that neck a little bit more. We'll work that around. Get in there, clean it up good. Yeah, I'm going to Mod Podge them. All right, we're changing out the burrs. I don't know what burr I'm putting in there. Okay, so I'm putting the reducer collet in there. And this is one of them hollow, it's like a barrel burr. I'm going to use that for putting the buttons or the big buttons down the front of them. So you got 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. And then we're going to have to pop that out of there. And we're going to have to go back with a diamond burr. Because guess what? Oh, had to clean the diamond burr a little bit. That is a pumice stone. I use it for cleaning my diamond burrs when they start getting a little plugged up with wood. So you can see I'm going around and I'm removing material from around the big buttons. And then we'll get all that sanded back on a slope. Go back in and cut the arm in. We want to cut our arm shadows, I guess, and a little bit deeper there. Make it stand out a little bit more. And we're cleaning up the bottom buttons. And then we'll move on to the shoes. And then we'll be done. And this voiceover will be done. Remember, if you're liking these videos, to subscribe. It's easy to do. Don't cost nothing. You just hit that little subscribe button and hit the little thumbs up. Okay, now we have a flame burr in there, that detail flame burr from that Kutzall kit. And I'm really, really impressed at how good these little burrs are doing. Mainly because I could have went at this with a bigger flame gold burr, but it would have put bigger dips in it because it's a bigger burr. And I can get pretty much wherever I want to with this little burr. And put a little gap between the bottom of his costume and his shoes. There again, if you want to have them with the great big clown shoes, because of the size of this piece of wood, you'd have to go ahead and just carry that clown uniform down and glue a bigger piece of wood on the bottom so you could get the bigger shoes. Because you can see we haven't taken nothing off the front of this yet, and I still got to round over the toes of the shoes. I could have gave him some really skinny legs. I could have cut it way back, his clown costume. I could have cut it way back, and that would have that would have made his the costume thinner, and it would have brought the tips of the shoes out further. But I mean, I could still do it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think I should have done. Should I have made the bottom part of his costume thinner below his hands and left the back a little bigger like it is? Or are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Because you can see you don't have no real big feet there. So this is where I'm taking that bird. I'm cutting the thing that he's standing on down. I don't want it to be square. We'll give it a little shape, round over those corners. Make it like a little mound of dirt. Now we're going to sign it. RV25. There you go. There you go, Jordy. I didn't forget to sign this guy. He's always yelling at me to sign my stuff. And now that I got this little bit of a coarser burr over that diamond burr, I'm going to get his neck even thinner. Because he's a pencil neck geek, a scum sucking freak. Everybody hates the pencil neck geek.